What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be going over my offense that I run in Madden 23. A lot of you guys ask me, what playbook do I run? What offense do I run? Because it's definitely the most off-meta offense you're probably going to see on Twitch, YouTube, because everybody runs the meta and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But I've been an off-meta guy for a couple of years now. I actually dropped a video a couple months ago breaking down my offense. If you guys want to watch that, I'll have the link down in the description to the original video. This video is basically going to be me kind of trying to run through that quicker and also some new setups that I do in it. But I'm going to try to run through it a lot faster than I did in that video, and also at the same time break down as much as I can. Before we even get to the practice field of the playbook I am in, alternative playbook is the pass bounce offense. If you play regs, it is going to be the spread playbook. Now let's talk about the abilities I'm running on offense. So ability-wise for this offense, the only thing I'm gonna say that you need is you're gonna need something that's gonna get your receivers open. So what I have is short out elite, route tech on both my receivers. You're also gonna need 2 tight ends for this offense. It's a 2 tight end offense, 2 receivers. You're not gonna need 3 receivers. So your wide receiver 1, your wide receiver 2, tight end 1, and tight end 2. Just have like short ends, route tech, stuff that's gonna get these guys open. Quarterback wise, just have a guy with gunslinger and pass elite. You're gonna need, for some of these throws, you gotta get the ball out fast. You don't need high route master. I don't even use high route master, but you can use it. It's only gonna make it better. Running back wise, just you're gonna need a guy that can run between the tackles for sure. And offensive line wise, just have guys that can block. Now the abilities I'm running, I'll go over mine. Left tackle, I got secure protector and threat detector. So on 3rd and 4th downs, I can see who's blitzing. Left guard, I got nasty streak. Center, I got secure protector and nasty streak. Right guard, I got identifier and nasty streak. And right tackle, I have secure protector and edge protector. At tight end, I have route tech and I have short in elite. Now it doesn't really matter. I just go whatever you can get for 0 AP. If you can get the route tech for 0, go with that. If you get short in, you want to have some type of route running ability. And like I said, for my wide receiver 1 and 2, I got route tech and short out. Short out to beat the press, route tech for the route. Running back, I got bruiser and tank, and for quarterback, I got gunslinger, fearless, and pass elite. For Jada Perry's got goal line back. So now that we went over these abilities, we're going to go head over to the practice field, and I'm going to show you guys some setup to beat coverages and just how to basically kind of run the offense. All right, so we are here on the practice field. So basically, the formations we're going to be looking at in this playbook, either it's all going to be out of gun. Well, actually, there's one out of pistol, but in gun, it's going to be ace offset, ace slot offset, wing slot offset, wing slot weak side, wing flex weak side, and the last would be in pistol. It's going to be pistol AU off. These are the formations we're going to be looking at now. I'm not going to say you guys got to make all the audibles and do all those things that I do with flipping around and stuff like that. We'll go over the individual plays, but at the end, I'll show you guys basically how this is how the offense should look when you're running it, full speed and just like once you got everything down packed. So starting off with the ace offset, which is the main part of the playbook, that's pretty much the offense, is ace offset, right? The plays we're going to be looking at is the play all the way to the left, the jet touch pass, read option, PA read, nothing right there, buck sweep, play all the way to the right, that's a key play. The play in the middle there, power O and Z spot, that is the bread and butter play. Now, realistically, how you would do it is you'd open up the game, I would do my audibles, basically like this, but obviously, like I said, for you guys that are newer running this offense, it might be a lot for you, so we're just going to go over the individual plays. But when you do set up the audibles, the best way I like to do it, I like to have PA read, jet touch pass, Z spot, and buck sweep, and usually I like to come out in the read option. That's kind of how we do it. So we're going to come out in the read option. Now I'm going to have because I'm not going to keep picking different coverages. I'm going to explain how to break down the coverages. So I just have them come out in the cover for quarters just for that base show. So we're going to start off with this read option play. So this read option play is good against nickel over. It's good against dollar. It's good against 55 wide. It's a universally really good play. Some of these plays are better against certain things. The read option is a universal play. It just comes down to you got to, so let's say they come out nickel over. They got everybody pinched up and stuff like that. Basically, you could just tuck that with the quarterback no matter what. Now, some situations you got to make adjustments. Let's say they're in dollar, right? And they got that slot corner coming off the edge right there, right? All you would want to do is move the tight end out wide to where that slot corner is at on the quarterback or the running back side where the quarterback would be tucking it. And basically, you would just kind of tuck that thing like this. Obviously, this is not 146, and it would look a little something like that. So the read option play is really good. It's universally good against everything, right? PA read. I like to run PA read against Tampa 2 and man coverage. Those are the two formations. Now, once again, you can run this against Tampa 2, man coverage, cover 3, cover 4. You can run it against all those, but personally, I really like it against the Tampa 2 and the man coverage. The reason why I like it against the man coverage, right, what I like to always do is I never leave this receiver on this comeback right, because I'm not a big fan of comeback routes. I always kind of end up putting them on a streak. And what I'll do is with this tight end to the right, put him on a little drag, and the running back, it's up to you. You can put him on a little out route, or you can put him on a swing to the right, which I like doing a lot. Just because a lot of times when you put the running backs on ins and out routes, they get stuck. They get stuck and things like that, right? But against the man coverage, I like this setup a lot because look, you got a high and a low. If it's the biggest thing, especially with man coverage going, when you go against it, the tight ends are coming off the line free. You can't press them, right? So it's like they're getting free releases every time. So it's really easy for you to figure out is he shading up top, is he shading underneath. Like it makes it very easy to tell. But it's a high-low concept. So you snap the ball. If you got the drag, you throw the drag. If you got the cross, you got the crosser. And then you got the post right over top. So you're reading it high to low. You start low and then you read it to high. That's just kind of how you would read that. In Tampa 2, what I like to do is I'll bring this receiver Chris Carter over, motion him over to the left, and the reason why we're doing this, putting this streak on the same side as the post route, the streak is taking that safety out the play. So now it's going to open up that guy on the post route wide open, unless, he puts one of his linebackers in the middle on a little inside third. That guy's going to get butt naked, so that's a nice little setup right there. Now, if you're running this play against like cover 4 or something, honestly, you could kind of just snap it stock like this, but instead of actually putting that running back on a swing, actually put him on an out route. And the reason why you want to do that against cover 4 is because that delayed reaction of him because when you put him on the swing route, he's immediately going to the flat. When you put him on this out route, it's a delayed reaction to him going to the flat route. So a lot of times DBs just, cover 4 get dumbed out and it's just, he gets wide open. So you can run it a little something like that. Cover 3, I wouldn't really run this against that, but yeah. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about is the Z-Spot. Z-Spot is my favorite play in the game. I've pretty much been running this play since Madden 21. It has been my go-to play. Now, last year was actually wide sail, but it's literally the same concept. Literally the only difference is the corner route actually gets a little deeper downfield. Basically, this play works against Tampa 2, man coverage, cover 3, cover 4. I would say it's at its best against cover 3 and cover 4, and a little bit of man. Basically, obviously the receiver starts, you can see, starts on this little like weird, it's kind of like he'll run to the inside and sit on like a hitch. Don't ever leave him on that. Just never leave him off that. You always want to put him on a streak. And then just snap this ball. This will be cover 4. This will be Tampa 2. It beats everything. Like, just snapping the ball just like this beats everything. I'm going to explain to you. Snap the ball right, boom. I don't know what actually left the defense in. That out route I just threw against Tampa 2, that'll beat that. I'm going to explain to you why. The reason why it beats that, so let me pick the play again. So basically that in route that you see Carmichael on, it freezes that cloud flat for a second. And then with that second it freezes, you can just throw that out route on the cut, rat catch, and make a play. Now, obviously, if they have their cloud flat something like 0 or something, okay, you don't want to throw that, but then you got the in route. You know what I mean? Against cover 4, it's easy, right? You simply read it as when you snap the ball, if you don't have the out route off the rip, then you're reading it to the right. You're either going to have that flat route on Byers or you're going to have the corner route to Kelsey. Like, it's very easy to read this. It's just very easy, man. This play simply beats every coverage. Now, some other setups that you could do out of this, what I like to do against cover 3, I will motion Byers right here. Simply put him on a streak, and I actually will also put my other tight end on a streak like this and have the receiver come underneath on a drag. And basically how you read this is you're either hitting the seams or, so you snap this ball right, I look at Kyle Pitts, I see, can I immediately throw that seam streak? If I can't, then that means that that linebacker that's right over top of him is playing the seam streak, which means guess what? Now I have Carmichael right underneath. And to the right side, you read it like this. If that slot corner sticks with Byers on the seam streak, then I'm going to have the corner right to Kelsey. You know what I mean? It's these simple reads. Like, it's simple reads that just work. This is why I don't use Hot Route Master. I don't use it because everything it's just so simple, man. I don't complicate things. It's easy reads. It's bad. Like, a lot of times it's me just snapping the ball like this and throwing the ball and letting guys make rat catches out in the field. Like, that's just what it is. Another setup you could do, right, instead of putting Keith Byers on that little seam streak, we're actually going to motion the receiver over to the side with the corner route. We're going to streak Kyle Pitts, and we're actually going to do a little something like this. So Kyle Pitts is over there on the left on that seam streak. That's always a quick read. You snap it, you look at that. What we did on the right side is the reason why I have Carmichael on a zig route instead of a flat route. Flat routes in this game, you just cannot route catch. They will drop them every time. You put them on a zig route, it's going to give them a way better route catch animation. You don't got to worry about them dropping it. And this in route on Keith Byars, right? Let's say that that linebacker's running with Kyle Pitts on the street. Well, you got Byars underneath that. And this is cover 4. I'm going to tell you this right now. Keith Byars is going to get butt naked on this. Another setup I like to do against cover 3. So what we're going to do is a little bit actually of a newer one. So we're going to actually motion Keith Byars to the opposite side of the corner route. What we're going to do is we're going to put Carmichael on an out route, Kyle Pitts on a drag, and Keith Byars on a wheel route. Now, this is very good against cover 3 because when you snap this ball, okay, if that out route on Carmichael is your first read. If the linebacker runs straight to the flat to play the out route, guess what? You got the wheel route now for Keith Byars, okay? If all of that gets bagged, then guess what? You got this drag underneath with the unicorn, because this is the thing. Everyone's got to go to the left side of the field to take away the out route and the wheel route, which if that happens, then either your opponent is using that drag route or he's going to be wide open. And then guess what? This is against like cover 3, right? Cover 4, things like that. You got this corner route that's going to get open. So it's like I said, simple route combos, concepts that just work. Now this play right here, the buck sweep, I actually dropped an entire video talking about it because it's literally one of the best runs in the game. I mean, it nickel over, 335, dollar, it kills it. You know, you just got to set it up. Really, it's at its best, I would say, a nickel over when you got guys all bunched up in the middle. Run this ball to the opposite side, where the slot corner is not at, basically where it's like where there's less bodies at on the field, and this buck sweep is gonna pop. I mean, I'm talking about some of my biggest runs you see in my gameplays. It's simply this run. I mean, like it's just you get some nasty streaks out there with it. Those guys are taking so many guys out downfield. So we're gonna move on to the next formation. It is a slot offset. The plays we're gonna be looking at in this formation is gonna be to play all the way to the left, posts. We're going to be looking at them play in the middle there, outside zone. We're going to be looking at the 0-1 trap right there in the middle. And we're going to be looking at the RPO slot bubble. Those are all the plays we're going to be looking at. So when you do your audibles in game, it'll look a little something like this. Like I said, I don't really expect any of you guys to kind of, that are newer to running this offense to get all those audibles down. But it'll look like this: posts, outside zone, RPO slot bubble, and 0-1 trap. Now, actually, I always come out in the read option play because I would audible to this in game. I would never actually come out in this, but for just this, we're just going to come out inside zone. We'll have the defense come out and cover 4 quarters again. So this post play is really good. I like to run this against cover 3, cover 4, and occasionally man coverage. Not really something I really run against Tampa 2 a whole lot. And really the base setup is I like to take Carmichael off that post route and simply put him on a streak. And it's simple like this, right? Cover 3, look, you got the streak taken outside third away. Then you got Chris Carter there on the corner route. So you're just reading it. Do I throw the flat or do I throw the corner route, right? Let's say the user runs over there to go make this play. Well, now you got your running back on this angle route. And you could either leave this tight on the right on this little corner route, or you could put him on a little streak like this, which is something I like to do sometimes. Or another setup I like to do is put the tight end on a flat route, and then you put the running back on a little streak route. Basically, because how it'll work is if the corner to the outside plays the flat route, then basically that linebacker has to play the running back. So it's like now the user has to basically make it, because if he has all of that over there where it's getting bagged strictly by his adjustments, then it's up to him to either play this corner route or the tight end. So my point is, there's always going to be somebody open. It just comes down to you making the right read. The play we're going to look at is the outside zone run. I like to run this one. It's very good against nickel over. Dollar, it's I wouldn't really run this against dollar, but it's good against 335 wide. Very good against 335 wide. I would say that's where it's most deadly at. It's good against nickel over. Only thing I probably wouldn't run this against is dollar, but it's a good run. You get the outside, you patiently look at the blocks, and you just, once again, you kind of make a read. Even in the run game, you got to make reads. The RPO slot bubble. Now, this is a good run. I like to run this against only two times I really run this, I would say, is I like to run this against dollar, and when I get in the red zone, I use this as a way of, because I'm running the ball a lot. So by the time we get in the red zone and I set up a refrigerator prayer with goal line back in the 5, guys are ready to run commit as soon as they see us. So I bring this out, they run commit, boom. I go ahead and hit Chris Carter for a touchdown. The last play out of this is going to be the 0-1 trap. There's really only one, like I showed, one pass play. We kind of run out of this in the 0-1 trap. I like to definitely run this against dollar. It's very good against that. It's not too bad against 335 wide. Nickel over, it really depends. I definitely would be careful running this against that, because if he's, if he's trying to shoot that gap, it's not going to go too well. But it's definitely a good run. So really, out of this formation, it's really only this one pass play post. But like I said, the thing is, it's simple route combos. You're running the ball, and you bring these bad boys out, and they're hard to stop. They're annoying. You know what I mean? You just got to make the right read. So the next formation, we're going to be looking at wing slot offset. So the plays we're going to be looking at in here is going to be inside zone. It's going to be the inside zone. We're also going to be looking at, where's it at? Power. We're going to be looking at the power, and we're going to be looking at double pivot. It's actually another play too, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, double post, yes, and double pivot. So when you do your audibles, it'll look a little something like this. Basically, you'll have the power O, inside zone, double pivot, and PA double post. Now, like I said, I always come out ace off, I don't know what I just tried to say there. It's the ace off set, but I'm coming out of this just for the video. Basically, the first play, the power O, it's not really like a trap, because you're really running this more to the right. This is something I like to run against 335, dollar. I'm saying a lot of the meta formations, because you're either going to see over, dollar, 335 wide. Like, those are the main formations that you're going to see. It's another good run to have your nasty streaks, because those guys are going to get out in front and those some really nice blocks. The other run is inside zone. It's simple, man. You guys know how to run an inside zone. You know how this works. Yeah, and it's nice though, because with your running backs, your tight end stacked on that right side, running this, it throws your opponent off a lot of times. And I don't know, it just works, man. I don't know what to tell you. Double pivot though. Double pivot is it's a red zone play for me. I like to bring this play out in the red zone. It's a guap play, because it is the tight end on the right that's running that zig. You see how he's kind of running it a little bit deeper downfield. Well, I'll tell you right now, this fries man coverage. But I like to save it to the red zone, because really in any coverage, Tampa 2, cover 3, cover 4, you can run this play. I mean, you just have to time the zig route. Like I said, it's a guap play. I say this strictly for the red zone, because it's going to get you some touchdowns. PA double post is a play, obviously, where you're trying to take a shot. This is not an offense where you're trying to get downfield in 2-3 plays and get a touchdown. This is an offense that's going to win you football games and put together nice drives. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? But the ways I like to set this offense up, instead of putting this tight end right here on a drag, I like to put him on a streak. The receiver all the way to the left, I like to put him on a streak. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the running back to the side of the post route, put him on a little in route. And it's up to you. You can either just snap this thing like this, because the tight end all the way to the right is going to essentially take that safety out on the right out of the play. So this post route is going to be able to get across the field, get open. And then you also got the crosser on the left. So it's a little bit of a crosser play. You got the running back underneath. Or what you could want to do, if you feel like he's got his flats set deep, attack underneath. Instead of having that tight end on a crosser, go ahead and put him on a drag and a little, a little something like that. That's a little setup I like to do out of that. Another one I actually like to do is I like to put the tight end on the right. I smart route, put him on an out route. If you don't know how to do that, put him on an out route. I'm trying to take him off the out route. Okay, so you put him on an out route. And then you want to see where at the bottom right where it says smart route. Just tap RB. And basically it's gonna so if it's 1st and 10, he's gonna run an out route to the first down, or wherever the first down marker's out, that is where he's gonna essentially run the play. When you smart route him, it's another play I like to run. It's just because it kind of throws the corner on the right off. They got him on like an outside third or something like that. He's going to be able to get underneath him, and if the running man coverage, he's going to kind of get open. So it's another thing I like to do out of this. Since I don't have high route master, what I would do is put him on a corner route, but I don't have to do that. So I gotta make ends meet. I gotta do something. Our next formation is going to be wing slot weak side. Now there's actually only one play we're going to be looking at of this, and it's going to be the play all the way to the left, RPO alert bubble. So it's actually going to be the first play in your audibles. Basically, it's pretty simple. It's a stretch to the right, and it's a RPO. This is another play I like to preferably run in the red zone when I've been running the ball, and you're hoping a guy can run commit. But even if they're not, it's still a very good run. It's just a nice RPO to have. Our next formation is going to be wing flex weak side. It's the last one in guns. Basically, this one is also only one play. It's going to be this play right here in the middle, RPO read X smoke. This is actually a triple option play. So basically how it works is it's a triple option. You can either hand this thing off to Keith Byers, the quarterback, to keep it and tuck it, or you could throw a Chris Carter to the right. I like to actually start every game off, which this is my very first play that I always run. And the reason why, because it has big play opportunity. When you snap this ball, you know, let's say Reggie White, he's not ready for it, boom, going to the house. It has a very high chance at big play opportunity if your opponent is not expecting the quarterback to keep it. And let's say sometimes what happens is the DN acts like he's gonna let the quarterback keep it, but then he tries to go and get you. A lot of times that means there's nobody out there playing that receiver to the left, so you can go ahead and just toss him that thing. Because look, I could toss him this thing even on the run still. Well, I didn't actually run it right there, but when you're running with it, sometimes you could even toss it with them. Now you got to be careful. You might get a legal man downfield, but a lot of times you won't. And then you can still hand this thing off. It's a really good handoff. Like, especially, like I said, if you got nasty streaks, guys getting downfield and making blocks. You know, it's a running offense, but you can throw a lot of dots out of it. Final formation we're going to be looking at is in pistol. It's ace you off. So the plays we're going to be looking at in this are going to be the halfback stretch, Z spot, halfback zone weak side, and the read option. So when you set it up, it'll look a little something like that. And so we're gonna come out in this. It's kind of similar to Z spot, actually. It's just it's in pistol. So the first play is gonna be the stretch play. This stretch play I like to run against nickel over, and I like to run this against 3-5 wide, 1-4-6 or dollar. I don't know. It's not really the best against it, but it's actually a slower run. You don't want to just get it and then hit the hole. You want to get it, and you got to kind of almost sit for a second and see where you want to go with it. But it's a very good run once you understand the timing of it. And the reason why I have halfback zone weak side in here. The reason why halfback slam, you would think you want to go with halfback slam or just like a normal inside zone at a pistol. They block very, very badly this year. I don't know what it is, but when you run the halfback zone weak side, I don't know. It just leads to better blocking. That's all I can say. The Z spot, the reason why I like the Z spot out of this is because the tight end actually runs way deeper downfield than the one in Z spot. So if you're trying to get a corner out to run deeper downfield, this is going to be the one for you. And the last play is going to be this read option play, which is very good. Not only is it because your quarterback can tuck this thing and have a chance at a huge play, but when your running back gets this handoff, if I can show it to you, he gets this thing like right up the middle, he is getting this ball. So it can lead to very big plays. Like if you understand the timing, just, you know, once you get a rhythm in this offense, knowing what you're doing. But honestly, that is the whole offense, man. I'll be completely honest with you. That is the offense. Now I try to run through it a quicker breakdown, since a lot of you guys are new to the channel and you're trying to figure out what I'm running, or maybe you just want to run a new scheme or something off meta, things like that. I run this offense every year. This is my offense, so I'm never going to abandon it just because this is all I really even know. If you guys do have any questions, though, man, you guys can comment them down below. I'm going to be answering all of them. I also do stream over on Twitch playing Madden, so if you want to, you know, kind of see it live or ask questions live, you could do that too. But if you guys do enjoy this video, man, go ahead and drop a like. But that is pretty much going to do it, though, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.